Okay, so I know it's gonna sound kind of weird to start with the mouth, but to make this very stylized, like Laurel Burch, we're gonna start at the top of our paper, maybe about right there. And I'm gonna draw a nice big cat. And I'm gonna start with the mouth. It's gonna look like a letter W, about that big. And then I'm gonna bring my lines up and make a point. So these are gonna be the cat ears. So you can kind of see the cat's head already starting. And then you just kind of connect those two like that. It sort of looks like a mask. So the next part, once you have the head drawn, you can start to develop the nose with just 2 diagonal lines. And if you've ever really looked closely at a cat's nose, they have a bridge, kind of like people, and the bridge goes up and over, and we can make our lines for the eyes go all the way to the edge. So if that part's tricky for you, I did a letter V, 2 vertical lines, pretty small, and then just connect that like it's a mask, covering the eyes all the way to the edge. It's looking quite cat-like already. I love cat eyes. I like to draw them all the time. I don't know if you guys have ever really looked closely, but they do have like this human kind of quality to them. So I'm gonna make this like a football or a lemon shape, kind of like when you draw people eyes. And then you can add a circle in the middle. And don't forget, if you would like to add maybe like a pupil or a long skinny slit in the middle. So the difference between cat eyes and people eyes is they have a skinny oval in the middle. It's a little bit different than people, right? Okay, so the next part, if you're happy with the head, you can move on and start the body. So I'm gonna just really simplify the body. Oops, I forgot the mouth. Just the little upside down rainbow there. So for the body, I'm going to start at the head, and this cat's neck is just kind of connected to the head and the body. You don't really have to draw it separately. You're gonna draw one big long line, almost to the very bottom of your paper. That way it's in proportion to the head. The head should be smaller than the body, right? And then you can come back on the other side and right alongside the outside of the head, you can take your line, make this line a little bit straighter, and also go all the way down. I kind of have to go slow and like look at the other side and make sure that it's the same length. Otherwise your cat will have 2 different, the legs will be different than the body. So I've got just these 2 kind of curved lines. One's a little bit straighter. And then I'm just gonna close that off with another upside down rainbow shape down here. Okay. So there is my cat so far. What do you guys think it needs next? How about some legs? We'll do that part next. Then we can add on to a tail and some details like whiskers. So for the legs, I'm actually just gonna draw maybe starting a little bit below the head, a little bit above the halfway point. I'm gonna make one leg right there, and then I'm gonna draw another one. So you can kind of see there's the body and there are the 2 legs. And if you would like to make them kind of more separated from the body, you can go like that to give them more like a foot shape. And then I'm just gonna erase where those lines came out. And feel free to pause this video whenever you need to kind of catch up. Go back, watch it a couple times. I have to do that all the time when I watch how to draw videos. Okay, so for the tail, I'm gonna do a little swirl, just because I think it's so much fun when cats' tails like have a personality. So I'm going to start with like a cinnamon bun shape, like that. And then I'm gonna come on the outside, looks like a wave, and I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom. And you might need to practice that a couple times. I really love that swirly tail. So if you feel like you make a mistake and you can't get that swirl, maybe start with an inside line with a curve to it, and then start at the end of that and bring it back. It's the same shape, it's just two curvy lines. Okay, so I'm gonna do some whiskers, just some lines maybe coming out from the cheeks. If you wanna make them longer, coming out this way you can, because they might get a little bit confusing with the body if they're too short. So don't be afraid to make some long whiskers. And that's pretty much it to start the drawing. The next part is adding patterns. So we are moving right along. When I was looking at the examples, I really, really loved the curvy lines that she has. So I can even start making like some details in the ears, maybe making those eyes a little cuter with an eyelid. So now's the time to really make the art yours and have fun with it. So when I look at her examples, yeah, I just love these curvy lines that she did. So I'm gonna make a few of those. Don't be afraid to add pattern to the face. So something that I notice with my drawing is the whiskers are kind of getting in the way of my patterns. So if that confuses you or if it's too much, just erase the whiskers and maybe move them down a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of work around it. Maybe I'll put one more like up here. And I have these patterns that I made up that I pull out sometimes when I'm teaching, just to give you some ideas. You can do swirls, zigzags, polka dots, just some dashed lines if you're kind of stumped and you're not sure what to do. And then you can just draw them, pick one. You can pick one or two and fill up the whole body. I'm just gonna stick with one. I like these curvy lines, so just kind of wiggling my pencil. Maybe make some thick and make some thinner, just to give like a variety. And when I come back with my black marker and outline, I can make sure I outline those legs. Oh yeah, he's looking good so far. And wherever the tail is, you can pick up your pencil and make it look like the tail is overlapping. So if I run into it, pick up my pencil, keep going, maybe go back and make some of these lines skinnier, and then I'm going to color in, pick like 3 or 4 colors that you really like, and finish it up. All right, how about some little paws? I feel like that's really important. Just some straight lines is perfectly fine. All right, what do you guys think? You ready to make some cats? Awesome.